Now on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, Victoria residents now facing tighter water rules as Stage 2 drought restrictions go into effect. No star on your ID? You might be grounded. The new federal requirement starting today could keep you from boarding your next flight. The doors of the Sistine Chapel close today as 133 cardinals begin the secret process of selecting the next pope.
And this morning we are once again tracking some scattered thunderstorms around the crossroads, some of which are actually strong to severe, but coming our way again later today, we may have another round of thunderstorms. We'll talk about all that weather coming up.
Well, good morning, Crossroads. We are continuing your high school baseball playoff preview coverage with Victoria East coming up in Sports See what Coach Wes Coley has to say about the challenges ahead.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, Crossroads, and happy Wednesday. We're halfway there.
That's right. We are halfway there, halfway through the week, and it is Weather Wednesday. We got all kinds of weather happening out there this morning.
That's right, and we have some power outages being reported in Port Lavaca.
That's right. What's the number at now?
Let's see. It's at about 32.
32 now. Okay, so I hope you're all doing okay this morning. In fact, if you're tuning in with us anywhere along the coast, I'm sure y'all are a little bit grumpy this morning. Grumpy, why? Because a lot of y'all probably just got woken up by a plethora of lightning and thunder. And what do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to turn on the lightning here, and you're going to see nothing but that. Look at all of the lightning strikes that is occurring with that big old cluster of thunderstorms heading through Matagorda County right now, and I guess also southern parts of Wharton County, I should say too. But taking a look at where all the heaviest stuff is this morning, it's all on the coast, all in our southeastern counties. We're talking about y'all in Matagorda County. If you're tuning in with us, it is thundering on y'all right now. Don't believe me? Open up a window and you're going to get wet. I promise you that. Lots of lightning out there, and that is associated with a little bit of small pocket change size hail, which is why there's special weather statements being issued all across the immediate coast this morning. Hail's about a quarter an inch to half an inch in size this morning being reported, so make sure that you be careful with that. Otherwise, you can see the rest of the rain is starting to cut off. You can see the back end of it starting to push through the rest of our counties, which will let up soon, which in fact, looking live here in Victoria, you can see we're only sprinkling a little bit, and we're actually nice and warm, 68 degrees. So if you're sending your kiddos at the door this morning, it's going to be just like it is right now. It's a couple scattered thunderstorms and showers around the area, but in the afternoon, the sun is coming out, and that's going to heat us up. All those details coming up next.
Despite some recent rain, Victoria is now under Stage 2 drought restrictions. Residents are asked to reduce non-essential water use, things like watering lawns, washing cars, or filling pools, and only can do so or should do so between 6 and 10 a.m. or 8 p.m. and midnight. The restrictions were triggered by low water levels in the Guadalupe River, which fell below the level needed for the city's water supply. Victoria is mourning the loss of a devoted leader. Robbie Burge, a longtime public servant and champion for positive change, died Monday night. He leaves behind a powerful legacy of leadership, kindness, and unwavering service to the people of this area. Burge was instrumental in bringing new industry to the Port of Victoria, boosting jobs and economic growth across the region, but his contributions went far beyond economics. He was also a passionate supporter of local schools and nonprofit organizations.
And he believed in me. He believed that I could be brave and that I could ask people for money, even though I was very uncomfortable doing that. And he was right. But I knew that he was always the encourager that I needed. You know, when things were bad and when things were good, we would talk to each other about challenges and issues and victories that we both had.
Stafford also shared that Burge was both a mentor and a friend to her. He played a key role in helping her build her organization. Major changes are coming for travelers across the country as Real ID compliant forms of identification are now needed at airports. Starting today, certain standard driver's license and other identification cards will no longer meet federal standards for people seeking to fly within the United States. A Real ID is a security-enhanced state-issued driver's license, learner's permit, or non-driver identification card that is offered by all 50 states. Real ID compliant identification cards are marked with a star on the top right corner. A rare and historic moment unfolding in Rome today as cardinals from around the globe gather to choose the next leader of the Catholic Church.
This morning, the cardinals responsible for selecting the next pope taking part in a mass at St. Peter's Basilica. From there, the 133 cardinals head to the Sistine Chapel to begin the conclave.
Seems the responsibility for the conclave falls upon you.
Some of the cardinals have reportedly watched the Hollywood movie Conclave ahead of today's proceedings. Most expect to choose a pope within 2 days.
If on Friday night the Pope is not elected, it could be that something unexpected has happened.
Inside the Sistine Chapel, tables are set with place cards for each cardinal and ballots at each seat. The cardinals will be cut off from the world, voting up to 4 times per day, twice in the morning, twice in the evening. The conclave is highly secretive, but we do know the cardinals walk down the center aisle to the chapel altar, where they cast their ballots in front of Michelangelo's Last Judgment.
Now, I have to tell you, that first ballot is so significant, because then you see who are the leaders.
Italy is the most represented country at the conclave, with 17 eligible cardinals voting, followed by the U.S. with 10. The debate among them: elect a pope with a progressive approach, similar to Francis, who lived a life of simplicity while casting no judgment towards the LGBTQ community, or choose a conservative leader more focused on traditional values. Experts say it may be hard for the cardinals to ignore the popularity of Pope Francis.
You saw the hundreds of thousands of people out here, millions of people, such an outpouring, and that has continued. The cardinals take note of that. That's the people's vote.
The cardinals vote once later today, then up to 4 times a day until we see that white smoke coming from the chimney of the Sistine Chapel, indicating they have chosen a new leader of the Catholic Church. Inez de la Cuetara, ABC News, Rome.
A federal judge has once again blocked the Trump administration from using the Alien Enemies Act to deport migrants. Tuesday's ruling by Judge Alvin Hellerstein halts those deportations in New York, though removals can still happen under standard immigration laws. It's the second time in 2 weeks the federal court has pushed back on the administration's use of the law. Remember, follow us on YouTube, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time now, let's get a look at our clock. It is 6:37 on our Wednesday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. A new chapter begins for the University of Houston Victoria as lawmakers clear the path.
A crucial next step in President Trump's trade war is expected in the coming days, a meeting between the U.S. and China. I'm Christiane Cordero in Washington with the details coming up.
And also coming up next after the break in the short-term forecast, we do have some thunderstorms out there right now, but coming up next, we'll take a look and see how much longer those thunderstorms will stay with us. Well, good morning, Crossroads, and happy Weather Wednesday. Taking another look at your radar this morning because we still have lots of scattered showers and thunderstorms going on in some of our counties. Looking at where all the heaviest stuff is, we still have some heavier showers and some weak thunderstorms now starting to finally exit our counties, heading up towards the southern Houston metro area. We're talking about down towards I believe that's Fort Bend County. I might be mistaken, but kind of zooming in on all the heavy stuff, you can see we've got still a lot of lightning to talk about with this big thunderstorm complex that's moving out of Matagorda County east-northeastward. But if I turn off the lightning, you can see we still have a lot of rain that's associated with that and maybe a little bit of very tiny hail. We're talking less than pea size. That's less than 1/4 of an inch, if you're wondering. But we're going to continue checking this rain for the rest of this morning because you can actually see in our western counties, the western half, actually exactly west of Highway 77 and 87, we have the end of the rain that will be cutting off for the rest of this morning. And you can see that right here in your future tracker here. Here is 7 a.m. about half an hour away from now. Rain is cutting off. Here's 8 a.m. Rain is cutting off, and so are the clouds. You're going to see lots of sunshine for today. That's going to heat us up a bit. We're looking for highs for most of us in the upper 80s today, so hope you're all staying hydrated. Even after the rain, we're looking at high humidity, bringing the humidity to the low mid-90s today, so definitely stay hydrated. But noontime, you can see lots of sunshine. Going into the afternoon time, we're going to have some more daytime heating, and that will allow for maybe 1 or 2 leftover spotty thunder showers somewhere in our southeastern counties. I think it's going to be south of Highway 59 that may develop, to which some of them may be strong, which is why we have one last alert day in effect for late this afternoon / early evening, like I said, around sunset, for pocket change / hail damaging winds and some heavy rainfall. So stay weather aware for one more day, because after this is all said and done, we're back to smooth sailing, sunny skies, and warm weather, and that's coming up next.
In a weekend that saw the Titans lose a game, deal with a weather delay, the Titans still came out victorious, winning the series and becoming by-district champions. The road ahead is still clear, according to East head coach Wes Coley.
And I think we had some nerves. That was the first playoff experience for a lot of our guys, and you know, being that they had played 30-plus games already, but you know, it's a different stage. It's the playoffs and stuff, and so we came out a little bit shaky, rough start. Definitely not the way we wanted to start a series, but proud of the guys for regrouping. And so our approach is the same. You know, we're still going to work real hard and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in our preparation, and you know, all focus and attention is on game one, going out there and starting off the series on the right foot.
All right, and best of luck to East. East will battle Anderson on Thursday at Nelson Field at 5 p.m. in Austin. But that does it for your 25 News Now Sports. Until next time, I'm Ray Robinson.
As tariffs persist, the U.S. and its major trading partners are holding ongoing discussions. Now, China joins the talks as shipments to the U.S. decline and economic uncertainty intensifies.
This morning, as the flow of imports drop and the cost of products from China go up, a crucial next step in President Trump's trade war. One of China's top trade officials set to meet with U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent in the coming days during a visit to Switzerland.
We're going to put very fair numbers down, and we're going to say, here's what this country, what we want, and congratulations, we have a deal. And they'll either say, great, and they'll start shopping, or they'll say, not good, we're not going to do it. I said, that's okay, you don't have to shop.
The high-profile meeting is expected to be the first conversation between the U.S. and China since Trump began imposing steep tariffs against Beijing, now at 145%. The meeting could help defuse the trade standoff that has triggered turmoil in financial markets and pushed the U.S. economy closer to a recession. As the U.S. and China try to hammer out a deal, the administration says it is actively negotiating with other countries impacted by tariffs.
I would think that perhaps as early as this week, we will be announcing trade deals with some of our largest trading partners.
One of the trading partners in talks with the U.S., Canada. Newly elected Prime Minister Mark Carney, who won after campaigning against Trump's tariffs and pledged to turn Canada into the 51st state, visited the White House yesterday, saying it was a constructive meeting, a first step.
Look, we have, JP, we have a lot more work to do. I'm not trying to suggest at any respect that we can have one meeting and everything's changed, but now we are engaged and very fully engaged.
When asked in the Oval Office about making Canada the 51st state, Carney said Canada will never be for sale. Trump responded saying, never say never. The two have agreed to continue talks, including meeting at the G7 summit next month in Canada. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. We want to know, which country do you think has more leverage in the current trade negotiations? All right, let's take a look. Oh, this is the United States has made a comeback this half hour. 69% of you now say the United States has more leverage in the current trade negotiations, and 29% of you say China, 2% of you say they have equal leverage. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. The University of Houston Victoria's transfer to the Texas A&M system is another step closer. Senate Bill 2361 passed the Texas House nearly unanimously Tuesday. Representative A.J. Louderback said the bill will return to the Senate for a final amendment to protect the university's funding. The transfer begins by June 1st with completion set for September 1st. Graduation season is here. We want to help you celebrate the class of 2025. We want to congratulate Gavin from Calhoun High School. Congratulations, grandson. May God bless you and all that you do now and in the future. I'm so proud of you and of your accomplishments. Love you mucho from Grandma Lori. And congratulations to Jazzy from Victoria East High School. We made it, but the journey isn't over. Wishing you a bright and adventurous future, overcoming whatever life throws at you. Love you from Juliet. And congratulations to Matthew. Congratulations, Matthew. Love Momo, Popo, and Thea. You can submit a photo and a heartfelt message for your grad through June 13th. We'll feature them on air and on social media. Just go to our contest page, crossroadstoday.com, click on the entertainment tab, then select contest to submit and show your pride. The time is now 6:46 on our Wednesday morning. Still to come on Sunrise. A storm of controversy brewing over who's tracking our weather. The staffing crisis, they say, could put lives at risk. All right, happy birthday to Adrian. We want to wish you a very happy birthday, Adrian. You're turning 9 years old. Wish you many more from your family.
Oh, happy 9th birthday, Adrian. And also happy birthday to Jada. Happy 17th birthday, Jada. We love you so much. From your mom and sister, Allie.
And happy birthday to Mr. Beast, the most popular creator on YouTube, celebrating a birthday today. His real name is Jimmy Donaldson, and he's 27.
Jimmy Donaldson, huh? Happy birthday, Mr. Beast. And also a happy belated birthday to Miss Sherry Chase, and that's going to be coming out from Mr. Keith. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, just head over to crossroadstoday.com, click the drop-down menu, then click the Home tab, and then you'll see Submit Your Birthday Photo.
And a happy birthday to Irma from Rita. Love you so much.
Oh, happy birthday.
All right, well, happy birthday if you're celebrating one today. We'll be right back.
Well, good morning, Crossroads, and happy Weather Wednesday. Taking another look at your radar, we still have plenty of showers and thunderstorms moving through some of our counties this morning, but I still want to assure you all that most of it is happening south of Highway 59 this morning, more towards the immediate coast. You can see all that right now. On the radar, we have a lot of heavy or moderate to heavy showers still falling pretty much all over Matagorda County. It looks like the entire county is raining. A little bit of southern Morton County as well, and also southeastern Jackson County. Looks like it is starting to cut off. You can see the end of it over there on the western counties. But if I turn on the lightning, we still have a lot of that is all heading towards the Houston area. And you can actually see, zooming in on the heaviest stuff, raining all over. I can guarantee if you're tuning in with me right now in Matagorda County, I would bet my life savings that it is raining on for you right now, because look at that. The entire county, it is raining. And actually a good majority of the county to the east of that, I think it's Fort Bend County, I believe, maybe Brazos County or Brazoria County. That is also raining. But if we look to the west, we have the end of it. You could see the very edge of the rain is starting to move through our counties, and that's going to bring an end to the rain for later this afternoon and bring back the sunshine. We'll look at that here in a second, because last night, we're talking from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. we had a line of thunderstorms that moved through the Crossroads, which is what I was telling you about all week long, so I hope y'all were prepared for that. But with this line of thunderstorms, we actually did have a few strong to severe thunderstorms that were issued yesterday afternoon, and actually some of them had a little bit of hail in it. You can actually see this one that came through Victoria County between 8 to 10 p.m. had a lot of lightning and a little bit of hail in it as well. And that's going to lead me to today's weather poll. Today I ask you, did you see any hail in yesterday's storms? And it looks like most of y'all still voting for the same answers. 25%, about a quarter, are still voting for yes. It was less than a half inch though, so that's definitely good news. Not too big, but 75% majority. This is definitely good news. You didn't see any hail. No hail for you. So thank y'all so much for taking part in today's weather poll. For future weather polls, go to crossroadstoday.com/vote-weather to participate, and I will always read those answers on Sunrise. But like I said, the rain, it's raining right now, but it's going to end in the afternoon time, allowing for the sun to come out, and that's going to allow for the energy to heat up and maybe bring us another chance for severe thunderstorms later this afternoon, which is why we have one last alert day in effect for late this afternoon, early evening for pocket change, hail, damaging winds, and heavy rainfall. We'll look at all of that and more, though, later on Sunrise.
Democratic lawmakers are demanding answers over staffing shortages at the National Weather Service. On Monday, 3 House Democrats sent a letter warning that vacancies at the Houston Galveston Forecast Office could put lives at risk. The letter comes after reports showed a lack of managers and experienced meteorologists following layoffs, buyouts, and retirements. The Department of Education is cutting $1 billion in funding for school mental health programs. The budget cuts will affect thousands of workers, including counselors and psychologists, and impact students receiving mental health support. The department claims the grants were not aligned with administration priorities. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. A Navy fighter jet plunges into the Red Sea after a reported technical failure, the rescue operation that saved lives. Another U.S. Navy fighter jet has crashed into the Red Sea. It's the second such incident from the USS Harry S. Truman in just over a week. The cause is still under investigation, but a technical failure is reportedly to blame as the jet attempted to land. 2 crew members, including the pilot, ejected and were rescued with minor injuries. The jet has yet to be recovered. 22 people, including 7 children, are dead after an Israeli airstrike on a Gaza school compound. Video from the scene showed a large crater with rescuers searching through rubble for survivors. The Israeli Defense Forces say they targeted terrorists inside a Hamas command center. Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu stated that Gaza's population will be relocated south as the military operation expands. If you know where this man is, you could be eligible for a $10,000 reward. Kaufman County authorities are offering the reward for information leading to the arrest of Trevor McEwen. He's wanted for murder after killing his neighbor 2 years ago. McEwen posted a $2 million bond in December but failed to show up for court Monday, and police say he removed his ankle monitor. NASA is another step closer to launching a crewed mission around the moon. The Artemis 2 mission is scheduled for next year. NASA says teams are moving into final testing for both the Space Launch System and Orion spacecraft. This 10-day mission will play a key role in planning future missions to the moon and Mars. Ultimately, NASA plans to send astronauts to the moon, laying the groundwork for the first crewed missions to Mars. The Trump administration now disbanding a key infection control advisory committee at the CDC. The Healthcare Infection Control Practices Advisory Committee was tasked with providing guidelines to prevent the spread of infections in medical facilities. This committee created national standards for hand washing, mask wearing, and patient isolation, which are now followed by most U.S. hospitals. TikTok says it's confident about its future despite legal challenges. The platform told advertisers at a sales presentation Tuesday that it's absolutely confident in its long-term success. This comes as TikTok is still under pressure to find a buyer. President Trump, who once called for a ban, said he has a warm spot for the app and would extend the deadline if needed, vowing it will be strongly protected. Republican State Representative Matt Shaheen proposed major changes to limit the scope of a bill that would increase Texas's oversight of universities' hiring practices and curriculum. If the House approves those changes, the 2 chambers would need to negotiate a final outcome. You can read the story by the Texas Tribune on crossroadstoday.com. And we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. And now let's get a look at that Port Lavaca coast. I know some people are without power. Parker, how's it looking?
That's right. Some people are without the power this morning, especially for the folks around Port Lavaca and Matagorda Bay, because y'all just had a plethora of thunderstorms move through y'all. And actually looking live, this camera is looking southeast directly over Matagorda Bay. You see that cloud right there, that scary looking cloud, SLC for short? That is a roll cloud associated with a thunderstorm that is nearby, still over the Gulf waters this morning, which we'll look at that radar after this because it's 71. The start of the day in Port Lavaca after the rain, still nice and warm out there, but looking at that radar as promised, you can see the camera is facing directly this way, so it is looking at this big old storm right there over the waters. But we do still have a lot of thunderstorms still ongoing over Matagorda County right now. As for everyone else, the rain is starting to cut off, and the sun is going to come out today, and that's going to heat us up a little bit today, so I hope you all are staying hydrated. We're looking for a high of 85 in Port Lavaca today. Sunshine, maybe a spotty thunderstorm like I was saying in the late afternoon and around sunset. 87 for the high in Victoria, the same thing for a thunderstorm, and about the same thing for all of that in Cuero, but a little bit warmer. I'm thinking 86 today, but no thunderstorms I'm thinking for today. But just stay weather alert for one more day for that alert day in effect for late this afternoon and early evening, because afterwards we're right back to the sunshine and warm weather with highs back in the 90s next week.
All right, have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tonight.